humanity, we live in a very programmed culture. And so we tend to be interacting with and bumping into that culture all the time. So lifting ourselves out of that culture, having a spiritual awakening, suddenly realizing you're intuitive, going, oh my God, I think I'm channeling and I think this is beyond everything that I'm seeing. It opens up your world. And then the real trick for all of us is, how do we go back into our world, our existing world, and start to apply all of that, not just for ourselves, but for everybody. Now, the reason I bring this up for any of you who are like, what is this to do with? It's because there was a really strong message that was coming to me about 20 minutes ago before this broadcast. And the message was to remind you, something I remind myself and something I remind everyone I work with, that we are more than one individual when it comes to visioning, manifesting, and creating for our future. And that's what we're looking at in this 7th module of Rebirth. This is really about visions and futuring. I can't tell you how many times in the last 15 years working with people on their spirituality and on their life transformations that I have had to help reassure people who have thought it's all their own fault, wondered why things aren't working, blaming themselves, beaten themselves up for a very difficult relationship or experience that they've had and kicked themselves because they're going, why did I manifest that? Doubted their ability to transcend their circumstances and made it all about them without recognizing the odds are stacked against them. Doesn't mean they can't break through, but they're taking full responsibility for not being easily able to move a set of circumstances, rather than acknowledging, oh wow, I'm in a place that's quite tough right now. I'm full of grief, I'm full of mourning, or I'm full of anger and rage. And I have to take that into account, that while those emotions are in me and the circumstances in my life that are co-creating those are running through me, it's going to be quite hard for me to move forward, to vision, to manifest. So I bring all of this up because if there was one thing that I saw as a repeated pattern that we all do as human beings and spiritual seekers, is we tend to forget the co-creativity of this experience. I've met many people who, at a time they've been diagnosed with a really tough illness, they blame themselves for spiritually getting it wrong and manifesting something for themselves. They start wondering, what emotion or thought could I not move that I manifested this illness? And when they go into that mode, everything goes down and into self-attack and self-hatred at its worst, at its very worst. And the thing I wanted to share with all of you is a reminder that this is going round. None of us invented self-attack, self-hatred, shame, judgment, fear. None of us invented that. We didn't come to Earth and invent that for ourselves. We came to Earth where those energies exist as much as love, peace, understanding, support, helpfulness to one another. Those things all exist too. But so do these other more insidious energies. And they're insidious because they aren't spoken about without some fear, trepidation, or shame. That this is the template that we live in. And within it, there are amazing moments of joy, love, fifth dimensional experiences and beyond. But the default for much of our culture and historically has been this, what the Z's who I channel would refer to as the clamp. That kind of clamp that we put on ourselves. So I say all of this because you guys have just gone through Rebirth, a 7-day experience with teaching and information from myself, a wonderful day from Stephen Washington. I'm so glad to see how much you've all enjoyed that. That has been designed to open you up and to let you open yourself.